Let me make sure everything's good here. Phone on silent. Okay. So, how is everyone on today, March the 6th, also known as Women's History Month, but also known as Melanated March, because due to the blatant disrespect the Black community has experienced during the 100th year of Black History Month, Black History Month is now going to be Black History Year, officially. Well, unofficially, officially, but still. Because, good God, not only with the BAFTAs, but also what was going on with Cat's Eye with Mano. I think it's probably how you pronounce the name. It's very French. But I'll make a video about that in the near future. Speaking of videos, I'm going to get more on that because I have been focusing more on work instead of YouTube, mostly because that's how I get my check. I hate to say it, but I've been doing a lot with my job to get more money because I got bills to pay. I got mouths to feed. If you couldn't already tell, he's laying down. He can't really get it. Anyway. But that's neither here nor there. What we're going to get into now is a bunch of heavy stuff. Hold on. It's still saying top chat. I need to do live. There we go. Doing live instead of the top chat because that makes more sense. I'm gonna go into a lot of deep and heavy stuff, but I won't try not to be too long because it is nice weather outside. I was just gonna sit outside with my dog and just enjoy the weather together. You know, before everything completely turns to shit. It's already in the process of turning to shit, but it hasn't completely turned to shit. Let me take my glasses off. The glare is too much. Anyway. But before we get into the madness, let's go ahead and do our due diligence and go over the weather. All right, so we're already off to a pretty rough start because with this new weather comes tornado season. And we already have 8 dead, a dozen injured from tornadoes in the Midwest. So we'll see what that's looking like. New tab. An EF3 tornado with winds estimated up to 150 miles per hour has hit Michigan. Let's see. Will they let me play the video without sound? No, they're not letting me play it. That's tragic. Wait. Oh, it's an ad. Never mind. I don't want that. Towns in the Midwest and plains are picking up the pieces after severe weather outbreaks spawned numerous damaging tornadoes that killed at least 8 people and injured dozens more. And this was back. When did this happen? Probably happened a few nights ago. Yeah, there's in Union City, Michigan, there are 3 dead, 12 injured. Edwardsburg, Michigan, 1 dead, several injured. Okmulgee County, Oklahoma, 2 deaths. Major County, Oklahoma, 2 deaths. Thursday night severe storm. So this was, around Thursday night, from what they're saying. The storms are ongoing and are expected to bring damaging winds, large hail, and a few tornadoes today to parts of the South. Don't come over here. And Midwest. All I know is don't come over our way, please and thank you. Don't need that foolishness. All right. Let's look at Baltimore. Yeah, still have that small craft advisory going on, probably because of the wind going on there. But it's 46 degrees now and a little cloudy. What are you doing? All right. And then for the rest of the day, well, the rest of the weekend, Sunday is going to get warmer. Going to be 64 degrees as the high, 42 as the low, 66% chance of AM showers. Monday it's going to be 69, low 44. It'll be 75 as the high, 54 as the low, and partly cloudy. So that's all the peeps in Baltimore. What about all the peeps in New York City? If these guys are still digging out snow, probably not now. Most likely fixed it now. All right, you guys got a dense fog advisory. That's not terrible. It's 44 now where you guys are. What? Send one stream to permanent. What does that mean? I'm not in my YouTube on my phone. Maybe it's acting weird because I have so many tabs open. Let's go ahead and go to Virginia real quick. If it'll let me. Let me close this since we're done with that. All right, so it's 67 right now. And the high. Oh, great. We're expecting some thunderstorms soon, which I don't want. I mean, my animals are pretty fine with thunderstorms. It's just that when we get inclement weather, especially where I'm at, there's a high possibility we won't have power. So I do not want that at all. But tomorrow, high 70, low 43, 24% chance of precipitation, but it's going to be cloudy. Monday, 77, low 48, going to be sunny. And Tuesday, high 84, low 52, and it's going to be sunny. All right. Now, with all that said, I was going to go live last week, Monday last week to be specific. But guess what this administration did? Along with their buddies, along with their buddies, friends in the Israeli government. Guess what the fuck they done did? They sent airstrikes to South Iran, and one of the airstrikes hit an all-girls elementary school. And the death toll right now is 165. That's according to Al Jazeera. And you can see, probably not well on here, but breaking news that Israel's attacking Lebanon. They're attacking so many places in West Asia. It's no longer the Middle East, by the way. It's West Asia, or Swana, I think is how you're saying it. But yeah, it's those two terms because Middle East is a colonizer term. We're updating our vocab. No. The death toll from an Israeli airstrike that hit an elementary girls' school in Minab, a city in the Hormozgan province in southern Iran, has risen to 165 people, Iranian state media reports the local prosecutor of Minab has quoted by news agency IRNA on Sunday saying that 96 other people were injured in the strike on the, oh Lord, Shajiri Tayyebe, I'm sorry if I'm butchering that, girls' elementary school amid a massive United States Israeli offensive launch Saturday morning. This was back February. This was reported back in February the 28th. February the 28th. It is just. I know, but I know. Iranian former minister Abbas Araghchi shared a photo of the attack, which he said destroyed the girls' school and killed innocent children, which it did. The U.S. and Israel really like killing innocent kids. The U.S. and Israel really like killing innocent kids. The U.S. and Israel really like messing up kids in several ways. What's the matter, bud? It's still doing that thing. What's in your mouth? You're chewing on something. What's in your mouth? Hair. Yuck. That's gross. It's just. Why would you go ahead and attack so many kids? Like I know the purpose. I know the purpose. Trust me, I know. But I still ask why. Like, what did the kids have to do with anything going on? What did the kids have to do with, you know, some old white men basically having a dick measuring contest to see who can bomb who the quickest and the largest? It's bad. It's really bad. And they call it a supreme leader, some or other. It was murdered in one of the airstrikes. Some people celebrated that, some people not so much, which I definitely understand. Like, I could understand the celebration for that guy being more or less kind of a dictator. I'm not too sure if he was a complete dictator, like, what's going on here. But that being said, I understand how people are not jumping for joy because this is not the way to go. This is fucked up. And the thing about it is the Democrats are just like, well, you broke the rules. You broke the rules. You're supposed to ask Congress before you bomb somebody. You aren't supposed to bomb somebody worth a damn. Point blank, period. Whether you ask Congress or not, you're not supposed to bomb a school. Point blank, period. You're not supposed to blow up little kids at all. You're not supposed to harm children. But that's all this administration wants to do because a good majority of the administration, the president himself, is on the fucking Epstein files. So harming children is in their DNA. That's how it is. They're harming children is in their DNA. It's in their blood. It's in their sweat. It's everywhere encoded in them. All they know is hurting children. That's all they know. And then Trump had the bright idea to say that Iran needs to surrender. Well, here's what Iran had to say. Iran said, fuck y'all. Iran rejects Trump's demand for unconditional surrender as a dream. I'm not going to butcher your name, sir. Issues rare apology to neighboring Gulf states for Iranian strikes as war enters 8th day. So, I didn't know that. I didn't know that Iran had sent airstrikes to anywhere near the Gulf. But I did know that Iran is giving Israel that BTA treatment with airstrikes to the point where a lot of Israeli citizens are fleeing to Europe or begging Europe to help. Like, hold on. Can you stop trying to eat random hair? Please? Please? You're gonna cough up a hairball, and that's not gonna be good. You, your government has done a lot of fucked up shit to the Palestinian people. And now y'all are begging for help from outside people when outside people tried to help the Palestinians, but you made blockades, you kidnapped people who were trying to help, you beat people who were trying to help, you assaulted in many various ways people who were trying to help, and now you're begging for help? No. You're going to take this ass whooping like you deserve. Like, you can only be the bully for so long before you get your ass rocked by some. I got to wait. There we go. Okay. And if you think that people are going to help you, no. Same goes with the US. If we get attacked too, I'm just going to sit and watch everything occur. I'm going to sit and watch all those missiles come right down because that's what happens. That's what happens when you go unchecked for so long. All I know is that black people didn't do shit. Okay? So if anyone in the Irani government is watching or listening or something, just know that my family has nothing to do with this. My family consisting of black Americans has nothing to do with this. Well, black Americans and Puerto Ricans and Latinx people and mixed people of all different varieties, we have nothing to do with this. And other black people who are against this regime have nothing to do with this. Anyone who voted for Kamala Harris has nothing to do with this. Anyone who voted third party has nothing to do with this. You gotta go after the people that voted for that man that is in office right now. You gotta go after the people who voted for that man and his cronies to get in office. I don't know if you can check to see who's their voting records. Probably can. I don't know. I don't know about hacker stuff. All I know is that I didn't do shit to y'all. So please, I I am innocent. I am a civilian. I pay my taxes even though I don't want to. I do not want to smoke. I really don't, I do not want to smoke. Point blank period. Oh, but yeah, no. this is this is this is fucked. And a lot of people have the nerve to say, "Well, we're at war." We ain't do shit. We ain't do shit. This is solely on the fault of the palm colored people. Okay, this is all their fault. Us, us. We ain't do it. We ain't do it. We did nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's all it's all them. It's all it's all them. It's all them. Where's my lighter? I was gonna light this candle to do a moment of silence for the girls that lost their lives. But we'll just do a moment of silence right now. And then we'll continue on for the young elementary school girls that lost their lives due to this airstrike from both tyrannical governments. All right. And now for more kind of international, kind of local, more or less bullshit going on in the U.S. Um, hold on. I lost my mouse for a minute. So, Cuba in a blackout, mostly because the U.S. has strangled out any sort of supplies going towards Cuba, mostly in regards to oil. Diplomats in Havana are preparing for an alternative Trump tactic, the country being starved until people take to the streets and the U.S. can step in. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and act surprised. Once the U.S. finally gets its due, it's got a debt that needs to be paid, and it's going to pay it some way or another, but mostly in blood. It won't be in my blood, though. Cuba is in crisis, already reeling from 4-year economic slump worsening by hyperinflation and the migration of nearly 20% of the population. The 67-year-old communist country is at its weakest. After Washington's successful military operation against Cuba's ally Venezuela, where they basically stole the president at the beginning of January, the U.S. administration is actively seeking regime change. More or less, they're trying to choke out Cuba until they either become part of the US or just give up completely. But no, hold on. There's also supposed to be a there's supposed to be a flotilla going to Cuba. Hold on. Nuestra America flotilla or flotilla, however you pronounce it. I think it's pronounced flotilla, like tortilla. It's pronounced flotilla. Yeah, they're sailing to Cuba to give aid to those in need. And I think they're departing. When are they departing? It's not going to say on this website. Is it going to say on this website? Yeah, going to Havana on the 21st of March. So let me look at my calendar real quick. All right, so they're set to depart that Saturday. Well, set to be at Cuba that Saturday. The Nuestra America convo to Cuba is an open call to friends of the Cuban people and defenders of human rights. To get involved, you can collect aid in your community by consulting the FAQ below for a list of essential items for the Cuban people. Actually, let me put that in the chat. So if any of you guys are interested as well, you can go ahead and either sign up to be a part of it, whether you're helping to gather supplies, um, trying to just spread the word around to people to get the Cuban people some help. What humanitarian aid should I bring? Right, food, grains and dry stuffs, rice, lentils, and pasta. Canned or preserved food, like canned soups and vegetables. Not Campbell's, though. We're still saying fuck Campbell's after what they said. Long life sealed products like powdered milk and packaged cereals. Baby food, baby formula, more or less. Then medicines, painkillers, paracetamol or ibuprofen, antihistamines, first aid materials like sterile gauze or bandages, over the counter ointments or creams. Then energy, you could have handheld flashlights, head torches, AA, AAA, C, and D batteries, and solar powered chargers and lamps. When should I plan to arrive to Cuba? They planned, well, yeah, they plan to arrive to Havana on the 21st. So aim to arrive before that date in order to prepare delivery and aid mobilization. So if you're interested in gathering supplies, like with your local community, to get to the flotilla before they leave, these are what they would need. I would assume more so now the energy aspect because, they're in a blackout. They can't get any oil to help fuel anything. So they need all the different types of lighting they can get. But that's for what's going on in Cuba. Now let's go about what's going on predominantly in the US. So to absolutely, nope, get out of my face. To absolutely no one's surprise in regards to US, there has been another mass shooting. This happened back in February, the end of February. But this time, the father of the child involved is being put on trial. And I think that's a wonderful idea that we all need to adopt. There's something in my eye. Hold on. It's the government. They're trying to assault me. Yeah. Okay, there we go. But no, I feel like there needs to be more instances where the parent of the child that caused a mass shooting, they need to be put on trial as well because they are responsible for that child having access to a firearm. So, father of accused Georgia school shooter testifies about hoping to bond over guns and hunting. And of course, it's always going to be the usual suspects. Later. The father of an accused Georgia school shooter testifies in his own defense Friday that he gave his son a rifle as a Christmas present in hopes of bonding with the boy over hunting and outings at the gun range. There are better ways to bond with your son! Like, ain't y'all heard of fishing? Playing video games? Like maybe some Tekken, some Mortal Kombat? Not even that. You can even cook together. Because cooking is not a gendered concept. Cooking is not solely for women. Cooking is for everybody. You need to cook to eat. I'm so sick and tired of having to go over this with people. Like, it's not just women who cook and clean. It's not just women who cook and clean. Are you supposed to survive on ramen noodles? That's going out because someone's getting pissed at me for saying they don't know how to fucking cook. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Granted, it's probably because I stayed in the kitchen with my grandmother and mostly hung out with my grandmother, so I picked up on how she would clean and how she would cook and how she would go about keeping the house. But a lot of y'all do not have a family member that you can go to teach you about life, and it shows. Like, yes, I have my aunts and my uncles and of course my mom that helped me, but my grandma was a pivotal um person in how I came to be who I am today. With her basically teaching me what I know, especially with cooking and baking, which is, I'm not gonna hold you, it's one of my favorite pastimes. It's one of my favorite things to do because I would go back to the memories of when I was a kid and helping my grandma when we were like picking apart collard greens, washing the collard greens, making homemade bread, all that fun stuff. But no, y'all are too into going to the shooting range instead of, you know, doing something constructive. You want to do something destructive. Granted, it's good to have, it's good to teach them self defense, but there are other ways of self defense. You can go to a taekwondo class, you can go to a judo class, you can take up karate. Hell, you can even take up jujitsu, boxing, and all that fun stuff. I don't know. Whatever they do in the MMA. No, y'all want to breed school shooters. You want to breed mass shooters. And like I said, I'm talking about I'm talking about damn. I'm talking about damn. Anyway, in one of the latest cases in which parents are being put on trial after their children are accused in fatal shootings, defense lawyers called Colin Gray to the witness stand. Prosecutors say he should be held accountable 100% for giving his son the weapon despite alleged threats and warning signs that the boy was mentally unstable. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. If you ignore your child to the point where if you ignore your child's mental health to the point where something this tragic happens, you have no one to blame but yourself. Absolutely no one to blame but yourself because you did not sit there with your child, check on them, see how their mental was going. You did none of that. You did none of that. Instead, you're like, oh, are you winning, son? Let's go to the range and teach you how to shoot. Like, so many people are not supposed to be parents. So many people are not made to be parents. I'm one of the people in this world that think all children need parents, but not all parents need children. Like, a lot of people should have used a condom, for real. Because if they didn't have this kid, because I know for a fact that if they have other kids, they're not paying attention to their mental well being as well. Or they favor one child out of the rest of the children, which is very bad, then this wouldn't happen. If they were attentive to this child, because you can have come from a two-parent household, but still have absent parents because they aren't with you mentally. They may be with you physically, but they aren't with you mentally. They're not guiding you. So it's very possible to be part of an absent family, even though your family was physically there. His son Colt Gray was 14 at the time of September 4th, 2004. God damn it. 2024 shooting at Apache High School in Winder, northeast of Atlanta. He faces 55 counts, including murder, in the deaths of 4 people and 25 counts of aggravated assault. He is accused of carefully planning the attack that killed 2 teachers and 2 students and wounded several others. Like, had this been a black child, number one, he'd be dead. I'm just putting the obvious out there. If this was a black child that committed such an atrocity like this, the police would have put holes in him without a second thought. And number two, they would put so much blame on his parents. If this was a black child, they villainize the parents more or less. But since this is a white child and a white family, it's not being villainized as much. People are like, oh, well, he was just trying to bond with his son. Oh, how could he have known? It's just a mental illness. Like, this is what I'm talking about. There's so much of a double standard to crime. Like, they expect black people to be the criminals rather than expecting the white people. And you know what? As a matter of fact, hold on 1 second. As a matter of fact, let me Hold on, hold on, hold on. This is coming straight from the FBI's website back in 2019. Granted, this is dated, but let me see. Aha, 2024. A lot more recent. Where are the graphs and charts? Oh, I need my graphs and my charts, man. That's 2016. See, that's juvenile. Ah, okay. 2020. All right, we'll just go back to the one that has the charts on it because I need my graphs and my charts. Wait, what's this? Homicide data. Okay, here we go. This is what this is 2013. That's older. That's not helping me. All right, we'll go to 2019. Damn it. Shit. Okay, so back in 2019, these are the total arrests of people. This is based on race. Is it? Yeah, hold on. I thought there's another one based on age as well and gender. I guess it's just showing race as well. But I'll make a whole nother long drawn out video talking about the data right here because out of I'm not gonna say that word because YouTube don't like that word. Out of the 16, you scared yourself, didn't you? I knew you would. Out of 16,599 arrests of this word right here that YouTube does not like, 11,588 were committed by white people. Don't think that's enough? How about we talk about where is it at? Offenses against family and children. Out of the 58,042 arrests, 38,196 were committed by white people. And that's not that. Let's go to weapons, carrying, possessing, etc. Out of the 108,854 arrests, 60,494 were committed by white people, compared to the lesser 45,530 black people. And we'll go back to the children part. 16,454 were committed by black people, compared to the 38,000. Let's go to burglary, because they always say that black people love to steal, but in reality, out of the 118,843 arrests made back in 2019, 81,104 were white, compared to 34,188 of black Americans. What are we going to do, America? What are we going to do, America? But wait. There's more in the words of Billy Mace. In regards to violent crime, out of the 355,244 arrests made, 209,848 were white, while 129,346 were black. The white people love saying that we, black people, are the bad guys. When in all actuality, it's in the data does not lie. Y'all do the most burglary, y'all do the most killing, y'all do the most stealing, y'all do the most sex crimes, y'all got the most drugs. I didn't even start on that because the crack epidemic that hit black communities in the 80s was devastating. But now it's all these white people that's on that stuff. Sure, black people still sell it, but at the same time, who are they selling it to? Who are they supplying it to? Same with the cartel. Who are they supplying it to? Who is asking? Who's demanding the supply? More or less, it's it's them. It's them. It's them. And we're still going to get into the subject of the Epstein files because, according to PBS, the Clintons are being questioned about Epstein and some about just to distract people. But where we are most concerned about what's going on with the Clintons and Epstein, because ain't no way Hillary Clinton did not know her husband was on that island. She claimed she didn't know, but that she had to have known that Bill Clinton was sleeping with Monica Lewinsky. She had to have known, but she didn't want to say shit because she wanted to seem like a good Christian woman and stay by her man. Like I saw King of Reeds in one live say that Hillary Clinton would do so much better if she would just let that man go. And I totally agree. Like so many women are being dragged to hell by shit men. They're being dragged to hell by men who are bad with money. They're being dragged to hell with men who are sex pests. They're being dragged to hell with men who blatantly disrespect women, even their own damn mama. They're being dragged to hell with men who genuinely don't want better for themselves. So what makes you think he wants better for you, girlfriend? Yeah, let me get into this before I get too wrapped up, because that's another video. Right. Hillary Clinton's contentious disposition. The closed door disposition showed how Republican lawmakers at times seemed not able to resist the spectacle of questioning a couple who for decades led the Democratic Party. The disposition of Hillary Clinton on Thursday was hardly underway when it was put on pause because Republican Representative Lauren Boebert, I think it's how I pronounce her name, has sent a photo of Hillary Clinton at the session to a conservative influencer, probably what the fuck his name? That femboy loving motherfucker. Um what the fuck is his name? All I know is that it's alleged that he likes femboys. What the fuck is his name? He was with the League of Losers doing that stupid shit in Miami Beach, Florida. What is his name? What is his name? Nick Fuentes. That's that fucker's name. It was probably Nick Fuentes she sent it to. Apparently, the committee call for dispositions and threatened for a moment to derail the session. I am done with this if you guys are doing that, Hillary Clinton says. You can hold me in contempt from now on until the cows come home. Two sides reached an agreement to continue, but as the afternoon wore on, Hillary Clinton started to lose her patience with Republicans' repeated questions about whether she had any connections to Epstein. I am so tired of answering that question at one point. That's not looking good, sister. That's not looking good. Like, yes, I get it. It can be annoying, but at the same time, you gotta answer that question. Like, did you or did you not go to that island? Or matter of fact, did you or did you not know your husband was going to that island? Those are the questions. Anyway. She also sparred the Republican Representative Nancy Mace when she asked about her connection with the Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick. What the fuck kind of name is that? Anyway, Hillary Clinton had worked with Lutnick in the aftermath of September 11, 2001 attacks and became visibly perturbed and pounded her palm on the table as she responded to Mace. Bobbert R. Colorado, I think that is, asked asked Hillary Clinton whether the emails in the case files on Epstein that referenced Pizzagate, which positioned that Democratic Party insiders harbored child sex slaves in a Washington pizza parlor, which I'm pretty sure that happened. When it comes to rich, affluential white people, when they get bored, they make it everybody else's problem. And a lot of that is with children, as you can clearly tell. Hillary Clinton responded by saying, I can't believe you're even referencing that. That's also not a good look. And reminding her that the conspiracy theory resulted in a man bringing a gun to the Washington restaurant. I can understand that. So, as we know, with that, not a lot happened with Hillary, but with Bill, we're about to see. On Friday, Bill Clinton faced searching questions both from Republicans and Democrats about photos of the former president that have been released as part of the case files on Epstein. The former Democratic president said he first remembered meeting Epstein when he flew aboard the financier's private jet in 2002 for the Clintons' humanitarian work, and they parted ways the year after. Where the subject was a note Clinton wrote for Epstein's 50th birthday or their travel together for the Clinton Foundation, he described their relationship as a little more than cordial. Okay. Bill Clinton described an arrangement with Epstein. I'm starting to get congested. Where the financiers provide his private jet for humanitarian trips in exchange for Clinton's discussing politics and economics with him. Yeah, humanitarian trips. Mm-hmm. We were friendly, but I didn't know him well enough to say we were friends, he said. Epstein visited the White House numerous times during Clinton's presidency, and there are photos of them shaking hands. Clinton told lawmakers he did not recall those interactions. Yeah, like he didn't recall those interactions he had with Monica Lewinsky. We were there. I wasn't. I was a kid. Wait, when was he the president? Yeah, I was born in 97, so hold on, let me check my math. Yeah, he was the president until from 1993 to 2001. So yeah, I was a little youth. I was a little youth back in those days, but still, I was present. I was alive. I wasn't aware, but I was alive when that was going on. Where was I at? In response to a Democratic lawmaker's questions about the photo that showed him in a pool with a woman, that was most likely a child, whose face was redacted, the former president said he did not know the woman and did not engage in sexual activity with her. Going with that same excuse, huh, Bill? He said the photo was a trip from Brunei for charitable work and a number of people in their travel party were swimming. He also said that he was not aware of one young woman who was ostensibly working as a masseuse and gave a neck massage on one flight was in fact a victim of sexual abuse. There was nothing that I saw when I was around him that made me realize he was trafficking women. And that's how easy it is. That's how easy it is. Mostly because he had a madam. That Giselle Maxwell, whatever the fuck her name is. I don't care. I don't care what the fuck her name was. Because she is a madam, she made it easier for young girls to be comfortable around her and then facilitated the grooming to then be assaulted. I burped a little bit, I'm sorry. To be assaulted by Epstein and his cronies, one of them being Donald J. Trump. But yeah, no, that's her name. Clinton acknowledged he maintained a closer relationship with Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's former girlfriend and confidant, and madam. Let's add that there. She was also a madam. But he maintained that was largely because of the close mutual connections. He also said she has to be punished for her conviction of sex trafficking charges. What's in your mouth? So needless to say, none of these people are gonna confess. None of these people are gonna confess whatsoever. Because they're so busy trying to save their own ass and trying to throw everybody else under the bus so that they don't get the guillotine, more or less. Because that's what they need. They need the guillotine. We need to bring back for this shit right here. That's we need to bring back the guillotine. We need to bring back the gallows. We need to bring back drawing and quartering. Hell, we can even find some horses, tie these people up, and shoot a gun in the air and let those horses run, just like they did us when we back in slavery. That's what they did to slaves. They would tie their limbs to horses, spook the horses, and then the horse would run until the slaves' limbs were completely dislocated or they were just dead from trauma. Whether it be internal bleeding, shock from, being pulled out at the same time, dislocated. White people don't understand how terrible their ancestors were to ours. They just want to seem less racist as their ancestors. Like, sure, you're not eating us right in this moment, at least that I know of, but we're still finding men hanging from trees. We're still being over policed. We're still being executed by the state. So not much has changed from chattel slavery. Really not much. And with these people right here, it's also rumored that they were continuing their own transatlantic slave trade, but not to have slaves, to have people to hunt. Like it's rumored. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I know, but you're getting restless. We'll leave in just a minute. Go to NPR News. Hold on, let me read it first before I. Because as much as I want to check the Epstein files itself, I know they deleted it. I know they deleted it by now. Okay, it's probably not in there. Let me check. Excuse me. Okay, let's search. I know. Okay, so it's most likely not in the files anymore. Okay. So it's speculated and rumored that Epstein took black people or Africans and used them for target practice, more or less. But I'll look more into it and try and find some more info on it because right now it's just in the grapevine. It's like there's no definite answer to it. It's just speculation at this point. But if it's true, it will not surprise me because wealthy people don't have problems. They just make their boredom our problem, the working class. And that's how I'm going to leave this stream. You know, my pup and I are going to go outside and just sit and enjoy the breeze before the storms come. And yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed this live. It was a lot more serious, I will say. We had a lot more serious topics to talk about. So hopefully you guys have like a good way to decompress from all this because it's a lot. It's a lot of really fucked up and shitty news. Oh, there's one more thing. That's kind of a lighter news. It's still kind of fucked, but at the same time it's kind of funny. Bless you. So on February 27th, U.S. military used laser takedown border protection drone. The U.S. military used a laser to shoot down a custom and borders protection drone, members of Congress said Thursday, and the Federal Aviation Administration responded by closing more airspaces near El Paso, Texas. So the military is so hopped up on red crayons, more or less, that they can't tell an enemy drone from an ice drone. So all I can say with that is good luck when Iran finally decides to strike us. And by us, I mean, I'm talking about them. I'm talking about them now. Iran, that look, we didn't do nothing. We as didn't do anything. It's you gotta fight. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'll get to making some actual videos instead of streaming. Because like I said, I've just been focused with making money with work to the point where I'm exhausted and I feel like my legs are gonna give out because I basically stand for like almost 10 hours a day. And I work with dogs, so yeah, I'm gonna relax on that a little bit so I can get to doing videos because videos are fun. Videos are really fun, and I like to engage with people who have the same. Did your stomach just growl? Who have the same output as me, or if they don't have the same output as me, just as long as they're not an asshole or racist. Because there's one short I did where all the racist bots, more or less, just came out the woodwork to attack me. So if you're a racist bot, congratulations, you're gonna get reported. But yeah. I know, we're gonna go outside. We're gonna go outside. Okay. Anyway, my dog's getting antsy. I'll catch you guys next time I have another think piece, because it's gonna be a lot. I just gotta write that shit down. Take care now.